Hey guys, welcome back. It's Kate with Kate's Regretless Life. Thanks for being here. This is a new series. We're going to do an outdoor series, at least while the weather is great. So I hope everybody's doing wonderful. Let us begin. We start with the High Priestess, followed by the Ten of Cups. So definitely strong sense of success, strong sense of happiness. We have, I would argue that we have a High Priestess that is envisioning this outcome for herself. She either feels it coming or she feels it coming for someone else. And I'm not sure who she feels it for just yet. She could be envisioning somebody else having this great happiness. This could be, our High Priestess could be somebody who's very wise, somebody who's got a lot of positive inspiration. Maybe they pick up on good vibrations and they sense where those vibrations are headed for other people, but it could also be her own premonition. We have a King of Wands. This King of Wands is sideways, but the Ten of Pentacles is upright. You know what I would argue is this, to me, it looks like we have possibly a divine feminine, possibly a Virgo, Pisces, or Cancerian, someone deeply intuitive, who is aware that they have something positive on the horizon for themselves, but they have not even met this King of Wands yet. They haven't seen this person, and yet they're so incredibly certain that there will be a meeting of the minds, which could be almost weirding even them out. Tell me more. How is this High Priestess sensing this? Oh, it's super positive energy on this, which is lovely. Ooh, hold on. Terrible shuffle. How is this this High Priestess understanding this? We have the Emperor. God, I don't know if they are connected to maybe an ancestor. Maybe there's a, powerful grandfather or divine masculine on the other side who they feel sends them messages, or they get some kind of reassurance. The only reason I'm suggesting that the Emperor is on the other side of the veil is because we do have the skulls. Now, granted, that is still the sign of Aries as well, but we don't always see the skulls on an Emperor's card. So that makes me think of someone who's already maybe passed over but continues to watch out for her. Maybe someone she inherited the gift of foresight or intuition from. Let me keep that right over her, since that's her energy on this. Tell me a little bit more about this whole situation. We got a Knight of Pentacles. It is slow moving energy for sure, but even with this slow moving energy, God, this is going to be lasting. Now there's dahlias standing, or this character is standing in a field of dahlias. Dahlias are one of the longest blooming flowers. They bloom, all the way through like October if you're in the northern hemisphere. This person is wearing a hard hat, a vest covered in roses. They could work in construction, but they could be somebody that is like on a construction site, like they are either the foreman of the job or they're the person going to survey. They have like a mask on, like maybe they work with drywall specifically, something that they'd have to wear a mask for. But they're in the middle of obviously something that has to do with the construction of their own life. My impression is that this is the King of Wands, who hasn't yet appeared in her life, but she's sensing their approach. And she's sensing it because she has some ancestor on the other side of the veil that is basically telling her, be patient. They're constructing something. You want a really amazing King of Wands. You want somebody who has built their life. This King of Wands, even though they were sideways, they will be someone who listens closely to their guides. Now, if you hear in the background, my dog Aries is barking because he hears the hawks crying out. He loves birds. He loves to herd the birds across the sky. But just a side note, maybe there's it's a very opportune time to hear the hawks and to even hear the dog adding in his 2 cents here. What have we got? We have a Two of Cups, again sideways. We have a Queen of Wands sideways, and we have a Five of Cups sideways. So to show these cards upright, we've got to do this. It's like a science experiment. They both have their goggles on. They both, if they're going to be combining energies at some point, combining that very beautiful energy, I'll say, attracted to each other when the time comes. Again, these cards are actually sideways. Five of Cups is here. I gotta say, I think she's, this is just a tip of the hat to the fact that it's been a really long, lonely time waiting for the right person, waiting for the right time to come around, waiting for the relationship that will actually be a good match. It seems like it's taken some significant time for that to come around. Tell me more about, why is she having this reassurance come through? Why is she having this, she could be dreaming about this happiness, but why now is she getting that reassurance from an ancestor? My impression is because she might be going through a tough time and she's kind of wondering, you know, is there somebody out there for me? Is my Two of Cups coming in? Is there someone for me out there? The Fool in the reverse. I think our High Priestess is having this, I'll say, confirmation, this energy from an ancestor reminding her that, listen, you want the King of Wands to come in whole. You want them to be their best self. If they're busy constructing something and it's taking time, it's worth the wait, because you don't want to jump into something with someone who, let's say they met prematurely and they get started on a romance, but that king isn't really ready. Well, that would be a pretty disappointing situation, because one would be gung-ho and the other one is still in the midst of the construction of their life. That probably wouldn't be a great match. So it's more worthwhile, even if there's a waiting period. And that's really what this whole story is about, right? It's about, so there's a waiting period. That's not the end of the world. Six of Pentacles. The ancestor is also reminding her that this upcoming Two of Cups relationship is not the only amazing relationship she is meant for in her life. She has much to offer the world, and the world has much to offer her. There's him, her, it doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but it is time to get out into the world, and maybe that's a perfect message for this, the outdoor message series that I'm going to be doing just every Thursday. I'll do an outdoor series. And we'll kind of do it in different locations probably, but it is the perfect time for her to be reminded that instead of feeling frustrated or wondering, do I have a Two of Cups really, or is it just me walking this world alone? The ancestor is reminding her, you're definitely not just walking this world alone. There are many other relationships, though, that require her attention, or many other tasks that require her attention. She has kind of an odd assortment of peaches, and she's got kind of like a citrus fruit here, and she also has almost like a weird dog toy in her hands. But what flies around her is like little Cupid, and on the other side there's an engagement ring. This is, how do I say this? Her energy is being blessed or surrounded by this positive sense of what is yet to come. It's hovering around her, very close to her on either side of her. That exists for her, even if she doesn't have it in her hands just yet. So deal with what is directly in her hands. By the way, something could happen right around the full moon, or again, this is just a tip of the hat to the fact that she is a High Priestess. She senses things, but I think she needed a confirmation from her ancestor today that, ancestor, is my happiness still on the horizon, or am I tripping? And I think she's definitely not tripping. I think her happiness is on the horizon. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys again very soon. Take care. Bye.